Welcome back to Rebel Ants Radio. I am Kevin, joined as always by my co-host, co-pilot, co-partner. First night. We're in the same time zone. Why does it look like it's nighttime by you? What's happening?
It's always nighttime by me. You know this.
What is this? You
What
don't have any
mean?
windows? You have any lights?
I'm in the studio, bro. Like, what windows?
Listen, we got a lot to get through today. I'm very excited for today. We have a very special guest, but I need to brag a little bit. All right. I don't want to make you feel bad, but yesterday was our first stream on Abstract and I got my first tip. So I don't know. Somebody must like me.
Did it hurt?
Did it hurt? No,
Yeah.
Not that kind of tip.
Oh, okay.
Not that kind of tip. The chef is asking if we're in the same room. Not right now. Not this one. Sometime soon. Sometime soon.
All right, just making sure.
Maybe Sunday.
You like tips?
So yeah, I feel famous. I feel rich. I feel validated. I feel like the last 3 years of streaming have finally paid off for my .001.
I was the one who sent you the tip.
Shut up. Shut up. Yes,
was I not supposed to say that?
Yes, it was your tip I took. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Anyway, we got a big guest today. We're going to stop calling him a guest in the near future because he's just going to be a regular part of the show on an ongoing basis. We got Shan from Redacted and Jirasan here with us. And, there was a little birdie announcement yesterday that Rebel Ants Radio is now like an official partner with the Redacted and Jirasan crew. So, yeah, we're kind of a big deal. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Shan is no longer a guest. We don't have to call him a guest anymore. It's like when you get that person in your house and you're like, that they want water, and you're like, dude, just go get it at the fridge right there. I do that to you all the time.
Because you don't offer me water for the last 3 years.
Because you've been coming to my house for like forever. Why do you need to be a guest in the house?
Listen, I think we're going to break our streaming system because we're already up to 450 views. So
464. That's not bad.
What?
464.
464. Should we get started? Should we bring the man up?
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's see what happens here. Here we go.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Hey guys, super nice to be here. It's been a few weeks. So yeah, nice to be back.
Shan, I brought out my Batman cup just for you. Just for you.
What's it filled with?
It's coffee.
It's coffee. Shan, what are you drinking today, huh? You got anything good going on over there? It's 6:30 at night your time, so it's okay if it's a little, more adult beverage than what we got.
Yeah, I've been on the other side. I have been fully sober for the last 12 weeks. Just been focusing on
beautiful. Nice.
Yeah, it's been quite a few. I mean, I had to because there's a lot of stress and stuff, and I had to try and I think get into some little bit of fitness routines, cut down all the other bad stuff.
Hell yeah!
So yeah, I mean,
hell yeah! How is your son doing?
Yeah, he's better now. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it's a lot better. I think the pattern's a bit more manageable, right? So I think getting used to it. So it was pretty hard at the start. He was sick and whatnot. So it's kind of like good to see that he's getting better, and he got better. So no, it's touch wood, no other issues for now, and I'm able to focus back entirely on what I wanted to.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. How far into your son's future are you planning at this point? Is it like you're discussing screen time, how much screen time he's going to get, or is it like he's going to do chess and karate, or is it like he's going to be a doctor? Like, how far out are you planning this kid's future?
I haven't thought about anything yet. The only thing I thought about was I want Redacted to last as long as possible. For him to come and take over, hopefully. Right? So that's the only thing that I've thought about, but haven't gone too far.
He's the heir to Redacted.
I don't have any kids, but my son, I do have a godson. My brother had a kid recently. Well, not recently, a year ago. He's one now. But like I've been planning this kid's future since he was born already. He's not even mine. He already has a wallet. He already has, certain things in there. He's set. He's set for the future.
Listen, I don't even know who's picking up my kid from camp today, okay? That's how not far in the future I'm planning. Like 2 p.m. today, I don't know what's happening. It's all good. It's all good. Shan, you've been a busy man. And I know there's a bunch of things you want to touch on today. We have some very anxious crowd visitors here, some participants with a lot of questions. But do you want to just kind of fill us in? What have you been up to lately? What have you been spending time on?
Yeah, I mean, so it's obvious, right? The stating the obvious, of course, like the launch wasn't the best or in any form to for me to proudly say it was a good launch. So I mean, there were a lot of reasons to it. I think I discussed that in the AMA a few weeks back. We didn't want to make the same mistakes what a lot of projects made in the past, and they had to shut shop. Was That's from this is based on a lot of feedback that we had got from a lot of founders, right? Like, yes, maybe we didn't have that much demand. We probably were a bit fooled with the Mocha list thing, where we thought there was a lot more demand as well, or just based on few metrics, we thought there was enough demand. So I think we did make some errors in judgments there. I wouldn't have probably launched if I thought it was going to be the level where we are. Like, I had like certain numbers in mind, and I thought we are never going to go below that,
Mm,
like a basic number, right? Like, as you guys know, like a word, like a random meme coin that was dropped by by it was, I think the meme coin sticker was Jira, that was dropped like 2 months before our launch. It had like a 5 million market cap, right? Just somebody launched it, and I just tweeted that, oh man, like it's fun, someone's just launching a Jira coin and whatnot, and I just bought some, and then it went to like a 5 mil market cap or whatnot. So I think I don't know, I'm not I'm not sad that I underestimate, I mean overestimated,
yeah,
but definitely it was a bit surprising to see us go below a specific level. Then also we realized, and after talking to a lot of market makers, I think we did realize that it's not just about who's buying and whatnot, because a lot of the times a lot of teams are putting in money to buy the tokens. This was our first launch properly for us as Redacted, so we didn't put a dollar to buy back tokens, right? Like, as in, like, I know a lot of them are demanding us to do it. You guys have a big treasury, support the token, support the price, do something, don't let it die. It was very hard. Like, there was a
yeah,
point where I was also like considering, like, maybe we should just put in a $1 million or whatnot, just pump it up and make everybody happy, because that was going to pump us to 100, 200 million FDV instantly, right? Like a million purchase on chain. There's not enough sales, I mean, enough sell pressure to combat even $1 million of buy pressure. So it was very hard, but having spoken to founders like Julio and even Ray from Memeland and a lot of other people, yes, timing is important, but like, okay, let's not just fall to the trap, because if I'm going to use the money and the tokens go up, people are happy. Those who want to exit, they're going to exit anyways,
Yeah.
and that those who believe and they're going to be stuck in, we won't have money to build anything or do anything, and those who exited, they'll be happy, but they're never going to come back into the community, right? This has
Yes.
happened in the past, when Jirasan went to 1 ETH, or when Genesis went to 25 ETH. Whoever sold rarely ever come back into the community. It's not like,
yeah.
hey, I made
Sure.
100K of these guys, let me come
Yeah,
and support, right? Even if 10% of those people actually support that way, we wouldn't be at the stage where we are. But that's not how it works. Like, people make money, they exit, they move to something else,
Yeah.
which is completely fair. So what we've been working on for the past few weeks or months is basically like, okay, fine. Like, we wanted to go down a particular path, right? We wanted to go down a particular path of incubating projects. We had some really good success, and you guys know this. Some of you might have figured out the story. Some of you might not. There have been situations where we had some amazing response to certain products, and there was a lot of money, but we couldn't end up like finding a middle ground, and it was a bit dirty in the back end, and people don't want to honor their contracts and things like that, and it's a whole lot of mess. Or they drop a token against our suggestion, or we tell them not to, and they drop a token without funds or without proper
yeah,
planning, and that liability falls on our head, right, as well. So
That's
the
true.
negatives were strong on us, but the positives were rarely we get the credits for. People want to disassociate from us as soon as they're successful, but when they're dying, they blame us for not giving funds, or they blame us for pushing the product or whatnot. So, having said this, so it's no nothing. It's all my and my team's decision and myself that agreed to do or go down this path, because it was very, for me it was very intriguing, and still date I still feel this model is excellent in a bull
yeah,
market. And when you have a little more of a major audience in your hand and not just like few hundred people or few thousand people, then what happens is we are trying to sell the product to the same set of few hundred people, right? And it gets like really hard to push. Distribution is king, as we all know. So the last few weeks, whatever mistakes, yes, we made in the last few years, and the good stuff that we have done in the last few years, we sat down, we had to do a whole lot of workshops just amongst the teams ourselves to sit and be like, okay, what worked, what didn't, why did this not work, why is it working for Pudgy Penguins, why is it working for Rect, for example, right? And
Right,
why
yeah,
is it
they're
not
killing
working
it.
for us? Exactly. So the market cap to the revenue does not correlate. We all know that, right? We thought we can change the game by trying to correlate the market cap to the revenue, but none of the market caps make sense to the revenue of any product. It's all about it's something beyond it. And we thought we sit down and we try to figure out what's happening, and that's pretty much what we've been doing. And then with that workshop being done, we thought, okay, what is the path we want to take now? Let's not make the same mistakes again. It's okay to accept we made mistakes. It's okay to accept, okay, so our decisions haven't been the best in the past for certain things. But it was not long ago we were at a one ETH flow, and ETH was $4,000. It was
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
long ago where our NFT's market cap 40 million, and it's not long ago where our NFT flow was also zero point 0.1 ETH before Jirasan, and how we came back. So things move fast in Web3, in any
Mhm.
space. So yeah, this is pretty much what's been happening.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I wonder how much work goes into like towards the launch, right? Like, how much did you guys thought of the process? Like, how much did you guys think, okay, this is what potentially can go wrong, and this is what can potentially go right? Did you guys have like something laid out in that aspect of, hey, this can go wrong, this can go right. We have a plan for this. We don't have a plan for that. Like, how does that work?
Like a flow chart. I love a good flow
Yeah.
Yeah,
chart.
100%, right? We did have plans, and of course, like, 4 5 different alternate solutions in case things go wrong. But I think this is where life is, right? Like, no matter what you plan, there's always something that happens beyond your expectations. For us, it was unfortunately in the bad side, where I swear I thought we are never going to go below a 5 million market cap, right? Like,
Yeah,
this is something I in the wildest of dreams I wouldn't have thought. So it was a very big shock for me and for the team, and we were like, shit, man, what do we do? Like, what can we do now? Do we spend like few $1 million supporting the floor of the tokens or whatnot, or do we just take it? Okay, wherever there's a bottom, let there be a bottom.
Yeah.
Let's see where the bottom is. Let's see where the community or the market is actually buying us. So far we haven't bought anything like that, right? Except Kumu purchases, right? Kumu has purchased and burned some tokens. Kumu has purchased and they built some small treasury they've been building for a
Yeah.
while, using the revenue from the campaigns with Casey and stuff. So a few $100,000 worth of purchases have been done. But apart from that, we haven't used any of our treasury funds for that purpose,
nice.
right? Because
Well, that's good.
treasury is for building products, not just for just buying and then like just like be like, okay, give a short-term happiness. But if you don't have a clear
Yeah.
plan and path like Hyperliquid or Penguin, Pudgy Penguin or whatnot, you're just going to burn the funds, and then in a
Yeah.
year later or 6 months later, you're going to see a tweet, sorry guys, we shut down shop, we tried our best, and there's
Yeah.
nothing that can be done. There's no way of coming back. So there were a lot of plans, but every plan was shattered when the tokens after like 4 5 days started going down. Honestly, if I had another chance, I probably wouldn't have done Binance Alpha, right? Like,
Mm,
it kind of
Yeah.
destroyed us. We were excited. We thought we are one of the very few projects who ever got the offer, but then later we realized Binance Alpha is being offered to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? And they're sucking out 1.5 to 2.5% of the supply, and with a promise of a potential perps or a spot listing. And even though I don't know, like, what else could we have done? We had a 70 million FDV for lasting for about 12 hours. We had a 60 million FDV lasting for 24 hours. Still, there was no signs of anything from Binance. And then they unlocked all the supply they had in hand. Then they did another airdrop of the tokens. It was a big shit show there, and we it sucked out all the liquidity that we had supplied,
Yeah.
like 80%
crazy.
of the liquidity we supplied. So nothing against Binance, but I just do not like the fact that a success of a project is determined by what exchange we get. It's kind of sad it still exists, but we also got into the trap. We like a day before the listing is when Binance reached out and they were like, oh, we give you alpha. Everybody has to go through alpha. There's no more spot things. And
Oh, no.
based on the performance, you might get a spot or you might get perps. And we were like, okay, we want to give the best shot at it. And looking back, that was a bad decision, right?
Yeah.
For sure. And now I think it's all eaten up. With all the alpha guys are out. Who has to be out is probably out. But yeah, I mean that's some of the
Yeah.
problems or mistakes.
I mean, I think it
Yeah.
was a good decision for you guys not to put what you had in liquid into the coin because, like you said, I think everybody would have just dumped and then everybody would have lost at that point. So yeah, and I think you guys made the right decision. I mean, there are going to be downsides and good sides to launching the coin. I mean, I don't know what the stress level of that feels like, but I'm sure it was something insanely crazy for you. But I still think that you guys made a lot of the good decisions. And I also think that you guys have a lot of good community members out there supporting. So, up we go
100%.
from here.
The second part I think is definitely, I think, a big value for us, because I think, as I always say, that I believe in 100 true supporters than like a fandom or a stardom, because
Yeah.
i know I know it might feel like people who are supporting, they might feel like, damn man, we are the losers for not selling early or not selling at the pump or whatnot. But to even show up, right? Not feeling that way and not being salty, and then showing up
Yeah.
and trying to give us the best support they can. Even I would feel the same way, because I held a lot of NFTs, I held a lot of tokens all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Majority
Same.
were recovered, and I did feel sad, like shit man, I could have sold. Even though I like the founder, even if I like the team, I
Yeah.
would feel like shit, I could have sold and I could have bought now. So that thought will always be there. But putting the thought aside and having few hundred people supporting us and seeing that, okay, these guys are, you know trying to go on the right path, or we can support them. I think that's definitely the biggest win for us so far in the last 3-4 years being in the space.
Yeah, that's good.
I think about something you said in that last AMA a couple of weeks ago, where you said like you were basically saying like if you knew what happened behind the scenes and how much money was like taken out of our hands, like you would have walked away. Like what, without naming names, like what is going on there that we should be more cautious of? Is it just all insider trading of people knowing what's coming next and they're taking action against our better interest as a community?
Not, no, 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 not with respect to that. It's respect to some of the teams we worked with or
Mm.
working with and stuff. Like, I don't want to go too much into it. Past is past, but
Yeah,
it's like pretty much like waking up thinking that there's something massive that we have built together, and then suddenly, getting thrown out of it, and then like your whole plan and everything comes out. Like, so I think when you don't have control over the product, I think that this happens,
yeah,
right? Like if Luca was not building abstract and he was supporting a team building abstract, for example, right?
Hmm.
I think he would also face the same issue if he didn't have the ownership of the platform or the asset as such. But now, considering Pudgies have a massive audience, if any team is trying to mess with them, right, not honoring the contract, one tweet is enough to destroy them, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So for us, the problem was we went through those kind of stuff where our equities were like threatened for no reason, of course, and our rev share was cut off and things like that. And I don't want to, as I said, like if you don't have control over something, this
yeah,
kind of things bound to happen, and you can put all kinds of legal cases in the world, and it's going to
Yeah.
be going on forever and ever
yeah,
and ever. You
yeah,
get a result, you get a result. So now my mind is like, okay, if we get a result, great, that's a bonus. But I'm not going to rely on those things and just waste my life or waste my time or the time of the community to be like, okay, guys, let's just hope this happens because we were done wrong, and we are going to hope that things work. And not only from that side, right? Even it's not just about the money part. It's about your community knows you are involved in something, and they're asking you what happened and this and that and whatnot. And I'm not able to even share a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they're like, oh, this guy's also part of it, he's got some payout in the back and this and that, and all those kind of rumors that goes around. Is even harder, right? Like, and so that's why Redacted is not flying, because they got some payout somewhere, they took the money, they don't have the motivation anymore. So stuff like that, right? So no matter what I post, whatever I say, it's not going to change. It's not like people are going to feel sympathy for us and go and
Yeah.
buy the tokens. It's never going to work.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what happened? Did he
what
freeze?
happened? No.
think he froze.
$1 million or whatnot,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
It
there it
doesn't
is.
matter for them. It's all about themselves. So even if you have a contract, just for that question on that, you can only put a
Oh, he's gone again.
Little rugging on the Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, Shan, can you hear us?
you
Your Wi-Fi, you're freezing up.
We're getting choppy here, but we do have a good comment here from Retro. Says he
hear me
loves the
now?
new logo.
Yeah,
I think we can hear you. I think the problem, yeah. Can
yeah,
you
you're
hear
frozen.
and see us?
He might need to restart his computer. I don't think it's
Yeah,
us. I think it's on his side.
I think it might be him.
Yeah, he's offline.
All right,
He's
he
gone.
stepped out. Can I show you something crazy that's like very embarrassing?
Yeah, sure. Do it.
All right, hold on. I'll show you here. Let me pull up a little screen share action and stand by a second. Stand by as I show you my screen.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back. He's
Can you
back.
guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. You know, I was just going to talk about how embarrassed I was about the time zone situation when we were scheduling this because the IST is on like a 30-minute increment, not like on a top of the hour sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh man, I didn't realize that. So then I look at a map of like time zones and it's like, oh man, the world is so crazy the way the time zones are laid out. There's some that are on like the 45-minute increment. And
Oh, I
then
didn't know that.
India is next to Pakistan. And even though some parts of the country like are in line with each other, they're still in different time zones. Like it's the
That's
weirdest
right.
lines
Wow.
ever.
I didn't know that.
So that's my cultural ignorance, and I apologize for not being a better human to all of you. But man, time zones are fucking crazy.
Yeah. Shan, can I tell you something? You look buff as fuck, bro.
No, man, not
What are
much.
you doing?
I'm trying a little bit, but I think yes, maybe in person I look a lot different now. I'm a 94 kilo, 19% body fat now, so it's might look very different on the camera than in person. But I've been putting a
Yeah,
little
me
bit of
too.
effort,
Me too.
Are you lifting weights though?
trying to hit like under 15 and by end of the year. But yeah, let's see.
So you're lifting or no?
I'm trying to lift the community up.
Hey, I think this is a good spot for our sponsor read for today. If you'll bear with us, I think it's important that we talk about today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Spy Mint. First night, you want to give us a read?
Why am I scared of this right now?
Go ahead, give us a read.
This segment is brought to you by Spymint, the world's first NFT display with a built-in nanny cam and live what?
Prediction markets.
Watch your favorite NFTs while placing bets like, will Susan, the babysitter, light up indoors? Or will Miguel, the janitor, pocket a pen? Why is his name got to be Miguel?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's part of surveillance, part gambling, and 100% Web3 nonsense. Spymint, where speculation never sleeps.
All right, so Shan, this segment is called Shan vs. Shan. Okay. Now, this picture I found as like the first picture you posted on X, and I think it was you in a hot air balloon. Is that true?
Yes.
What were you doing in a hot air balloon? And shouldn't you have like a helmet on or something? How does that work?
I was trying to. It was actually it was a planned this thing. I was like, okay, let me wear a PG on top, kind of a thing was going on, right? So I was like, I was wearing a PG shirt. It was in Morocco, and I was like, okay, let's take a picture with the PG on top and literally on top, kind of a thing. So yeah, that was pretty much the thing. And it was so crowded. It was, but we, I think one of our friends, she managed to take a good picture without any of the crowd or stuff in the
Yeah.
background.
It is a good picture. All right, so this segment is called Shan vs. Shan because, and this is embarrassing to say, and I apologize ahead of time, I have heard people who claim to know you say your name in different ways. I've heard Shan, I've heard Shan, I've heard all these different ways. And so I thought we should just kind of get to the bottom of this, but I thought there was an interesting thread on Twitter talking about this that I thought you should know. Back in July, someone said, wait, is it pronounced Shan or Shan? And then someone said, I think it's Shan, like Shant, like Shant, without the T. Grok, can you confirm? Then Clownface Painter said, I think it's pronounced Shan like Sean, but without the W. I don't know, but he has cool hair.
Did you make this up?
And then First Night says, he told me in a secret chat group and made me sign an NDA, but the truth is, it's pronounced Shan. And he didn't specify how it's pronounced. And then I said, I hate you. So can you just like set the record straight? How do you pronounce your name? Like, what should I be calling you?
Yeah, so I think it's actually it's there's no specific right answer because my name is actually Shanjan, and my actual
Shanjan.
name is,
Oh,
yeah. So it's like, so my from young age people used to call me Shan because it's too long and they get confused. So it's like Shan. Either has been accepted. It's 50-50 so far. So whatever comes to you guys.
All right. We have cleared the air. It's good to know. And now back to our regularly scheduled content. And thanks again to our sponsor of Spymint. Anyway, back to
back
business.
to business.
Where were we? RDAC. What else is going on with RDAC that you want to let the people know?
Yeah, so I think let me just kick off with the first thing, right? I want to just clarify on the staking program first thing. So we are closing down the staking program the way it is now on the August of 11th, right? Like pretty much 3 months staking. So we're shutting it down for now, or the way it is now. So all those who have the gold coins and stuff earned, we're going to be airdropping RDAC. So it's going to be a mix of so we're going to wait for a couple of weeks just to see who
Yeah.
all didn't claim, who all did not claim their tokens. It's standing at like few percentage now, wherever, like, I think about 1 or 1.5 or 2. I'm not sure. So whoever has not claimed their tokens, those tokens come back. Comes back to us anyways, right? So it's 90 days, and then we claim, and we're going to add drop it back to, the those who have gold, right? So the reason I did explain the last time when we planned for this gold coins was supposed to be claimed for airdrops, but most
Right.
of the airdrops were shit. The projects that we worked with also, like, some of them promised airdrops they never gave, and I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to go into that. We were supposed to get some arcade from revolving games and few other stuff. For whatever reason, like, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not in the I wasn't like, it's a big fucking slap in the face. Don't rely on anybody for value for your community, right?
There
you
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 Very
you,
true.
go. That's the
you
lesson.
make value. If you don't, just leave the space. If you can't, if else, just work hard to bring back the value, right? So yeah, I could make a thread this long and put everybody down and put the whole space down for letting us down, this and that and whatnot. It's not going to help, as I said. So anyway, so that was the initial plan with the gold coins, that we wanted to use the airdrop from different communities and different projects that promised either the tokens are very bad, worse than us, 10 times worse than us, or it's like pretty much like no liquidity, or they don't want to honor their airdrops, or pulled out of the promises and whatnot. So the point is, don't rely on anybody, rely on us. So the gold coins, we're happy to give back. First thing is give it back as RDAC, right? At least, okay, as much as it's not to the level where we wanted to be at this stage, at this moment, but that's what we're working for. I don't want to put a blame on anybody anymore, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's shutting down. And the plan for RDAC stakers and stuff will also be announced for the version 2, how that's going to be playing. It's not going to be stake RDAC, earn RDAC and stuff. So, but it's more so on a real value that we are working on. So yeah, so that's on the staking program. The gold coin snapshot is going to be on August 11, 6 p.m. SGT. So there'll be a tweet on that. This will be the eligibility for the final RDAC airdrop. The airdrop, as I mentioned, also comes from the unclaimed allocations from other communities and other people. So Jirasan holders, those who haven't claimed, you still have the claims open. So please do claim, because there's going to be for Jirasan holders, we'll be giving a time, like a 14-day to a 28-day window for them to claim if they haven't claimed
Nice.
the first set of tokens. So after that, the rest will also be coming back to the pool. All right.
Mm.
So this is a couple of things, right? So tentative deadline for Jirasan holders is August 31, right? So August 31, 2025. I mean, after that, this thing, right? Yeah, I'll go to that channel, like, for the tokenomics and stuff. So this is something I just wanted to first clarify on the basic stuff for Jirasan and gold. If any questions on the gold or stake, please do ask in the comments. I'll try to finish that up before going to the next set of
Yeah, guys, any
questions.
questions you guys have, just put it in the comments.
Yeah, we got this question here. Is it one gold coin equals one RDAC? Is that the conversion?
No, 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 no. It's not going to be that. It's going to be total gold coins divided by the total amount of RDAC in the price pool plus
I
whatever
see.
we want to add. So we want to do something meaningful, right? Like I don't want people to feel like shit, I could have just sold instead of staking. So I'm trying my best to make it meaningful. Or it could be a staggered drop to make it more meaningful, or it could be a full-on drop. So planning accordingly, based on few things. So yeah,
Yeah, let's see if any questions come up.
get
Any more
ready for
questions,
FUD
guys?
after games. Yeah, and we have seen worse FUDs. So I think, I think, I mean, we did a merge of Gen 2 to Jirasan and saw a lot of FUD even then. But it did reach a point of 1 ETH at one point, even after the merge of Gen 2. So I think there will be some FUD, but we'll try to give max as much as time as possible for people because there's almost 3 months to claim. Pengu also did the same. They burned their
Yeah.
tokens after a particular point. So instead of burning, we are giving up a little bit of or majority of those tokens back to the stakers. So instead of burning and stuff.
There you go.
Are you immune to FUD now? I mean, there's absolutely nothing like right at this moment. I don't think
Fun
I don't
max.
think anything is gonna move me, man. Like honestly, like if you guys, I just wish once in life people just feel how to an extent, right? I know again some might question this, but to an extent, like teams that want to do the right thing, but for whatever reason, incompetence, lack of experience,
Yeah.
bad luck, whatever you want to put it, when you experience that and you feel like a loser, that's a feel nobody should experience, right? And that's kind of bottom that I personally hit. I've always been a class topper, university dean's honor list, and this and that coming from India. And for me to face like a big failure for the first time, it was almost like how do I say, like a turning point for me,
Yeah.
my thought process and stuff. Because NFTs and coins wise, we were always there, one way or the other. It came easy. I didn't do anything. I put a 0.05 ETH mint, it went to 25 ETH. I put a zero point 0.1 ETH, it went to 7 ETH back in the days. Then
There
again, I
you go.
merged Sans, it went to 1 ETH. I didn't actually put too much effort, right? It happened. Like I don't know why, how, or whatnot, but it happened on its own, and I just chose to believe that things are going to happen and fall
Yeah.
on its own place on its own. And even the projects that we decided to incubate, some of them did multi-millions, some of them did very very well,
Yeah.
as well. So everything we felt was falling in place, and then there was a reality, like boom, everything down.
Yeah.
And the worst part is Jirasan's floor is lower than it was ever before even RDAC announcement, before we even had any plans for anything, just as a community. And seeing some rugged NFT collections still having a 3x, 4x more floor than us. I don't know what else to say, right? That hurts, right? So that
Yeah.
I think it was needed. Definitely was needed to
Yeah.
uh, reset my mind as such.
But you know what? The recent, I don't know about this 1,200 people watching us right now, but part of the reason why I love what you do and follow you and support you is because you feel this way. Honestly, it's because you care. There's not many founders out there that care. People would have just ran. Some other founder. I mean, I've been in the space for a very long time, and Shan, because we've had conversations behind closed
Yeah.
doors. But like I've been rug so many times by founders that I supported, and they just go disappeared. They don't care, right? But here you are.
Oh shit. I think First Night is rugging now. You got some Wi-Fi issues there.
Yeah, I think it's stuck.
Oh boy. Oh boy, it's so embarrassing. Now we can talk about him and his silly haircut. His silly haircut. Um, all right, yeah, I think that's most of the questions that came in the
That's fine. That's
chat
all good.
here. Yeah,
So I think, yeah, just on the gold coins, that's done. Topic. Um,
yeah. What's next for you?
so the next one here is the acquisition, right? There were questions about why to acquire and whatnot. So this acquisition is 100% ownership. Again, why we are acquiring, it's leading into something that I'm going to talk about in the next segment. So the acquisition reason is simple, right? Do I spend $1 million or $2 million buying back the tokens, or do I buy an existing product revenue generating plus
Yeah,
having a market cap more than Redacted to do a merger, which will mathematically make more sense, right? So this is pretty much the thing. So we are acquiring and we are merging the tokens, right? So merging the tokens means if RDAX market cap is at this level, the other tokens market cap is at like 5x or 6x the market cap of what we have. When we merge, RDAC will have to reach a similar value or very close. There has to be a neutral point, right? It's not
Right.
just 1 plus 1 equals 2 here. It might be 1 plus 1 equals 3, and whatever I'm hoping for. But it's definitely for us. It's strategic based on what we want to do. I did announce that it's going to be a launch pad in the Discord as well. So it's going to be a launch pad that we acquired. So with an existing higher market cap than us and whatnot. So what we're going to do with it, it's not going to be token launches. It's not going to be about this thing. So its first thing is about making the token first, you know little more useful with a better liquidity on chain, with a better market cap first, right? It's a little important for us. So it's the liquidity from the acquired token just moving to RDAC. So yeah, it's either going to be one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
Either it's got RDAC drop to that token, or that token airdrop to RDAC holders, right? So one of the two, right? Depending on where we end up after the announcement, depending on what ratios we end up with also, right? So anyways, yeah, maths don't make sense here, but anyways. so
Yeah. That's true.
yeah, I mean, anyway, so for now, the reason is not just for the tokens, right? What we are going into as a product for us mainly, right? So we are entering, I mean, it might come as a surprise for people. It's like, why are you guys going into this? Or what is the reason for this is, so we are entering the film industry, right? So this is not just something that we did suddenly. It's been going on for a while. So from a film industry, it's not just about like just producing movies and whatnot. I'm going to go into that a bit deeper. So we're creating a very very unique model, right? So very unique model for people to participate uh, in investments, because a lot of us have been rugged with the token launches and participating in pre-sales, etc., right? With no clear foresight, or with no clear, let's say, how do I say, like, we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
It's depends on a lot of performance. It's vaporware. There's no clear value behind it, and a lot of us have been burned, including myself. And whether we like it or not, I myself have been a reason for a lot of people to enter into a lot of pre-sales because of PG capital and whatnot, right? But nothing was done in a malicious intent. We all were greedy. We all thought tokens were going to
Yeah.
do well,
Right.
and we went pre-sale, right? So with the film industry thing, what we are doing is we are changing this launchpad into a cinefi, right? Cinefi is as DeFi, as you guys know, so it's like cinefi.
Unify.
So and
Okay.
the name is not
I like it.
finalized, but the thing that we want to do here is a guaranteed APY, right? It's a guaranteed
Okay.
APY that we are going to offer to the RDAX takers. If those who don't want to participate, that's completely fine also, because we are going to be buying back tokens with the revenue from there. But more importantly than all the revenues and token talks, for us, the biggest value here is for the network that we have built with these movies and integrations. Is something like our version or of an industry leader. If essentially, like, I watched this video about Rect recently, about how they crafted to be their own sector leader, right?
Yeah.
So this is something, a product, what we are doing now, it cannot just be copied overnight by anybody. All right, you cannot come in and just create a launch pad and then do whatever, because the connects what we have now with the top Bollywood stars, Hollywood, even certain Hollywood in a small budget for starters, etc. We are guaranteeing APY. Why? Because we have built us, like, I don't know if I should say this, but we have a deal
Say it.
in place with
Yeah.
Amazon Prime and Hotstar for
Wow.
a fixed payout for the movies that we are bringing on table. Meaning the production cost is X, and Hotstar or Amazon Prime is going to buy it for more than that. It's all tier one, tier two actors.
Damn.
So for us, we are offering an APY, and we ourselves are investing. Of course, we ourselves are producing, and we are also giving this opportunity to our holders. So let me ask you this question, right? The main question that's going to come from people is, why would you, if it's a guaranteed 2x 3x, why would you want to offer this to holders? Okay,
Right.
why would you want to offer this opportunity? Because I'm
Right.
answering it before somebody even comes with the question, right? Because I have asked the same question. If it's $1 million budget, production budget, and I'm sure it's going to make $3 million because of OTT plus satellite rights, music rights, and whatnot. Why
That's
would
a
I
good.
even want to offer
That's a good flip.
200? Yeah, why would, no, 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 but why would I want to offer it to anybody?
Yeah.
Like, we can do it ourselves. The reason is very simple, right? We are trying to create a decentralized film model where we saw this opportunity with UFC fighter Anshul, right?
Mm,
People were watching the UFC fight that Anshul participated in, even though people did not know what was UFC or
right.
whether they were Indians or not. All right. So why would somebody watch a match of Anshul? Right. The feel was that he was repping PG.
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
sponsored by PG. He was backed by us. So the community came together to watch something that they didn't even know about, and we were all excited when we pretty much like when Anshul was doing the this match, right? Although he lost. So similarly here, we are only putting out a small percentage of people. If they want to participate, they participate. We are guaranteeing the APY. Everything is going to be on chain, right? We're not taking the money out to a bank or anything. We have enough treasury, but we're going to keep everything on chain, giving 100% capital guarantee, giving 100% APY, fixed APY model. The APYs can range anywhere from 50% per year to 100% per year, depending on the deal that we sign up with the studios for OTT, right? So 50 to 100% a year. It's not like you don't know where the yield is coming from. Your capital is on chain, etc. No issues. Still,
Yeah.
the trust is built for the first 1 2 years. Everything is going to be very clear, and the funds are going to not move anywhere. It's going to be on chain. So this is an opportunity that someone can come and copy, because 6 to 9 months plus the partner that we have in India and in the US for these movie productions, etc. They are seasoned for with more than 8 9 years of network connects and whatnot, and they have these networks and connections built already. So in short, like we want to try and be in an industry or create become our own sector lead on something that's never going to die. Movies
Yeah.
never die, sports never
Yeah.
die, etc., right?
Even made it
So
through
let
COVID.
Yeah, exactly. So anything, right? So what we are also going to do is something that's very unique and different also, is that for all these movies as well, it's about letting the branding, the Web3 branding
Mhm.
inside, Easter eggs, partnerships, opening up collaboration opportunities. People are
Yep.
talking about uh, you know uh, PG, RDAC. I don't think more than 10K holders, and trying to say 10K views generate revenue. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's not a movie where you're gonna see it on Amazon Prime, bro. It's a. I know this guy's been negative from the start, so I don't care. But anyways, the point is that it's a mainstream film. It's gonna be on theaters, minimum 1,000 theaters. Any movie that we do, it's going to be on minimum 100 to 1,000 theaters. It's not your random movie that you produce and we hope YouTube views are going to get us the money, right? It's
Right.
actual mainstream media production with actors and actresses from a tier one, tier two kind of background, right? So anyways, so for us, I think the most important or the most fun aspect is for us is about how we can brand or partner or collaborate with other brands, in Web3 space,
Yeah.
right? Which we did and showed with the redacted flight, where
Right.
people,
Yeah.
and to clarify for all those people who are blaming us for spending on redacted flight, just for that, this thing, right? We didn't spend $1 for it,
There
right?
you go.
So it was sponsored by Polygon, Pudgy Penguins, Meme Land, and a bunch of other top Web3 communities, because people know there is always an opening for sponsorships, and even for this video stream, right? There are sponsors. People always come to try and push their brand elsewhere or just to support. So for us with the movies, the way we are thinking is, how do we try and have more collaborations with the Web3 and the Web2 space, having like subtle brand placements inside the movies and whatnot, right?
Is that like
And
someone
so
drinking a can of Rect, like on screen?
exactly, right,
Yeah.
or holding a pudgy toy or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
With some Easter eggs in it, etc. But you'll see it, right? Like we are already, one of our first movies is already under production, and there's going to be an opportunity opening up pretty soon for people if they want to participate with the fixed APY. If not, we fill it up, but it's a pretty small ticket. So as I said, so it's not just about like just coming up with something, but it's something where we believe there is a major gap, and something where we believe that we don't need the traditional production houses. You don't want to destroy a director's creativity
Yeah.
because of some production house coming in. So yeah, I mean, just a little bit of what happened, so what's happening and what's happening in the back. And yeah, first movie is coming out pretty soon in a bunch of theaters, so yeah.
That's
That's pretty
huge.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that
I
title of
love that.
Cinefy. That's a new. It's the first
Yeah,
time
it's
I've heard
not
that.
confirmed yet, the name, but it's going to be our own. We want to be a sector leader in what we do, right?
Hell yeah.
So if I think it's kind of like, and it's not just to create a sector just for the sake, but because there's actually a need. And the pitch that we were doing in short was, how do I make you watch a Filipino movie, right,
Yeah.
Kevin? Like, have you ever watched a Filipino movie, and what is the incentive for you to watch? Maybe now, as a holder or as just a web3 enthusiast, and if your favorite projects are partnering with us and they are offering some sort of easter egg hunt and stuff like that, maybe now you watch, because we have seen it happen time and again with the sports or whatnot. uh, People feel like there's a community. So web3 is something that's combining people from different races, different religions, different ethnicity, and different languages. Web3 is the language we all speak. So this is not, we're not relying on the revenue from that, right?
Right.
We are giving an opportunity for people or RDAC holders to participate, to make some cash on an API that's understandable, with a guarantee and everything on chain and whatever stuff. But at the same time, we are pushing our brand into the Web 2 space, where we become a powerhouse through the production or media side of things. So yeah.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
huge. Yeah. I mean, I've seen Slumdog Millionaire. Does that count as a Bollywood movie?
No.
It's actually Hollywood.
Damn
So
it.
one of the okay, let me tell you this, right? So one of the movies, I can openly tell this. One of the movies that are the Indian LLP slash partner that worked with as a test trial. It was a movie called Tourist Family. You guys can go and check. So all those people, if at all they wanna, there's for the few who are trying to just make some shit up. It's done by a tier two actor. It was it's a 1 million budget. Ended up making $10
Wow.
million in 2 weeks,
Woo.
Wow,
right?
that's pretty good.
I like that.
So it's one language, right? I'm not even going into a multi-language, and this whole thing is the part. So I don't know if you guys saw my random retweet the other day. So one of the movies, one of the companies that we're working with also has won 3 national awards last week as well. So none of them are tier, like whatever, like like a massive tier one or something. Even in the small
Yeah.
scale, these guys are making it count, purely because the scene has changed a lot. And even I think Casey is also acting in some Filipino American film as well. So there are, I think he knows a lot better than a lot of other people on how this OTT deals and stuff work. So I think we have to prove it. There's no other way, right? Like, we
Sure.
show through our APYs, we show through our offerings, and then let people see what happens with how we can grow into. So there are going to be skeptics, there are going to be people that believe in it, but for us it's simple. We are using our funds in the right way. We are pushing
Yeah.
ourselves as a brand into different events, different in the, like, penetrating the movie industry,
Yep.
and at the same time offering this in a decentralized way to the communities. So
Which
yeah.
is good because it branches you out to all different aspects of.
Yeah.
And
That's a great
nobody's working on
storyline.
this Web3.
Exactly.
Nobody's working on this in Web3 yet. So we have a very, very
No.
strong heads up or lead in that sense. So this is one of the products that we are primarily working on. And the reason for hiring this or acquiring this launchpad is to create this easy opportunity for us to, have this as a cinema launchpad. With everything what that will be offering, there will be a guaranteed APY and principal protected for the first,
Yeah.
at least for the first 1-2 years, so that people gain confidence and they see the numbers as transparent as possible with audits. And it's going to be small amounts. Like, I know if I'm going to come with $1 million opportunity, again people are going to blame us, or you're trying to raise more and drug and shit. So I'm going to do a 50, 100K to 200K ticket races with a 6 month, 3 to 6 month guaranteed APYs. I'm not going to rug anybody for 100K. We have raised millions. I'm not going to. At least that is something we want to first show people. We can offer
Yeah.
more, but when we
Yeah.
show step by step that, hey, this is what's happening, you
Yeah.
can see the brand proliferation. You go to the cinema. I'm going to fly a few of them down to whichever country the movie is releasing in, Philippines, India, US, or where not. So we go as a pack. We see a preview show. That feel is money can't buy that experience, and that's the feel we want to work towards.
Oh, that's
I
good.
I want to go to the movies with
Hey,
you.
real quick,
So let me know when you're going.
I just wanted to apologize for rugging earlier. I don't know what happened. Even with all my expensive shit here in the house, it's still rug. I can't believe it. Like, I just
Ooh,
don't
do you
understand.
want to tell them the most ironic part of you losing power?
That I have solar power.
Yeah, you just
So
switched to solar and you
I
tried to
just
get me to
Let
switch
me tell you
too.
what happened. So, Shan, my whole house is solar now. I went like off the grid. So the other day, I actually turned the grid back on, and I forgot
Oh,
about it because it was like raining or whatever. It was very cloudy out here for a couple of days. So I went back to the grid, and I forgot to turn my power back on off the grid. So I guess power went out in the area, and I went out, and I had to turn manually on my solar power back on. That's what happened.
maybe
That's
that's
why I'm
why
a
it's
little.
so dark in your room. No lights.
No, there's lights here. I just got them off. Why you keep hating on the lights, bro?
Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
Just one second. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up, Casey.
Yeah, I think you're moving into the film industry so that Casey can get more fake tattoos and push Ape Chain as a fake tattoo. Yes, rich guy problems for sure, Casey.
For
Um,
the one second, sorry, I think there's a question here. For the APYs, do they get better if the movie does better than you think? So I think it's there's going to be two pools. Okay, so there's pool number one is going to be a guaranteed APY, and pool number two is going to be principal protected, but it's going to be variable based on the performance of the movie. So both ways, your principal is protected. One is guaranteeing the APY, the other one is going to be a variable, so it depends on the movie report or whatever that you want to see, and if you it's depending on which one people want to pick, right? Do you want to take like a 50% APY per year or 25% APY per year, or you want to keep it variable in case it does a 5x, 6x, or 10x more than what we expected?
yeah.
It'll be distributed accordingly. So there's two pools there.
Okay. We got a question up here about how does the acquisition relate to the film Pivot? Are they connected?
So there's two say, okay, let me put it this way, right? So we wanted to acquire, first thing is because we were doing a lot of launches with our own products and stuff, and we're not gonna when I say that we are going to do our own stuff, we are still going to be hoping to work with some reliable projects and partners, but that's not going to be our main thing for starters, right? So we still need to have our own projects that we want to launch or help launch. So this acquisition is in general for helping overall the metrics of the token, first thing, right? Like as I mentioned, like a 1 million market cap versus a 5 or a 10 million market cap token, with a lot of tokens acquired or have being in the hands of the team or whatnot. So we're getting 100% of it, meaning there is not going to be any unexpected dumps on that token and whatnot, and there's a decent amount of liquidity pool there. So this is to stabilize the price of RDAC in a different way. It's never, I don't know if it's ever been done before this way, but it's merging two tokens together, and we acquire the community as well there, and we acquire the whole product, also the tech stuff behind it. There's a bunch of stuff that they have built in different chains, apart from a launchpad. But we are turning it also into a Cinefy thing. That's purely because we are focusing on the Cinefy side of things. So it's easy for us. We don't have to go and build something from scratch from a product perspective. So it's a product with a token, with a whole team joining us, plus at a cost unimaginable, right? Like you would probably not imagine this kind of a deal, because they wanted to be a part of something bigger. They wanted to have like a like a joint venture, because they were not moving further than their market caps. They were also stuck at a point, so they want to do something bigger than just a launch pad. So it's more of a very very strategic, like a clean acquisition, so where the team also gets a chance to be part of something big, and for us also to have an existing community and a better market cap than us to come in place. So yeah, so this is purely from token
Interesting.
side, not NFT side. So this is
Yeah.
purely from token side.
So we haven't touched on the NFTs yet, right? When I was rugging.
No, we were just talking about you.
How much revenue is that launchpad generating? I think last year it was about $4 million all on chain. This year it's been about like I think 1.2 or something so far, because it's not been the best year for a launchpad. It's not like the great bull market, but last year it was about like $4 million.
Wow.
Not just in, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Guys, any other questions? You guys were very vocal on every platform there is, but I don't see many questions coming up now. We got 1,500 people here. Come on, bring out the questions. What's up?
All right, we can always come back to the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other partnerships that you've got lined up that you want to talk about? Any other collaborations?
So I think, see, I think, you know, it's, I think I've done this mistake in the past multiple times, like, over promising, under delivering kind of a thing. And a lot of people have accused me of that. So I think I just want to talk about things that are coming or happening in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So this movie thing is happening in the next 2, 3 weeks.
Nice.
This launch announcement is happening in the next 2, 3 weeks. So, so when I want to talk about stuff that's happening in the next 2, 3 weeks rather than like what's coming or potentially coming.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
this APY things and everything is 100% happening, right? Like, so and it's going to be based on gold coins. That's for now. We are planning for the gold coin. So if every gold coin that you have, you'll have a chance to invest X amount of dollars, and you're guaranteed this APY. So which we feel is a value for those who understand how APYs or how DeFi works.
Mhm.
So it's better than Ethena or whatnot at this stage, but of course it's a limited size. It's not scaled to multi-millions. So we, as I said, we're going to start with 100 or 200K kind of an opportunity, and if there is interest with the next subsequent opportunities, we'll slowly start increasing, but people also will see how this works and whatnot. So for now, this is pretty much the main stuff that we want to stop at, like the partnerships or whatnot. And I think
Makes sense.
when people see it, or when they start seeing how the brand is going to push through the Web2 normies who do not even know what crypto is, or who do not even know what Redacted or whatever stuff is, but they start to see Redacted
Yep.
owned by, so this actor that we have for the first film, he's got like about 4 million followers on Insta. I know for some people, again, they're going to be like, it's nothing, whatever. But for a regional language, and a person having 4 mil
Yeah.
getting a million interactions per post and whatnot, there is a huge fan base for this person, right? So it's not some dumb stupid actor or a first comer. All his past films have done well. Recently he acted in a film that did $100 million in revenue. So for us, when he starts repping Redacted and he comes on, on stage, or he comes on his Insta live or whatnot,
Yeah.
while Redacted Productions being in the back, while
Yes.
we're also making money, while we announce something with Amazon Prime or Hotstar or Netflix as an OTT release, that's when I think the real thing will kick in. Like, even for me, when I even think about it, it's exciting because
It is. Yeah.
I'm not partnering with Netflix. My movie that's produced by Redacted, primarily formed from Web3, is partnering with Netflix or Amazon to launch it on Prime Video or Netflix. Is a win for us, where we are making money, we are giving holders the opportunity to make money, and we are also pushing the brand forward, and no one else is doing this. So it's as simple as this, right? If this is exciting and people like it, it's amazing for you guys to join us on what we are moving forward with. If you feel it's dumb or it's not going to work, this sector is very different and new, and I'm going to do my best to make this sector like pretty awesome for people.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love this. I love what you're doing, man. Like, it's great.
I'm excited.
And
I will
so
watch.
Super
I'll
excited.
watch a Filipino movie. I'll do it. I'll do it for the cause.
so
With Casey.
So I think, guys, I think there's two requests I have for people also, right?
Mhm.
So number one is I've been asking for people. I put out a form. There's few of them have applied, but just as a reminder, if any of you or in your circle they have any experience with respect to travel, right? Because we are building another sector. Again, it's by us. It's a separate team. This one is an entire separate team. CEOs to CMOs to CTOs. It's going to be completely separate and proper experienced people. So we are touching the travel fi sector. That are also something I spoke posted on Discord. So we have few people hired. We have a couple of roles that's open, especially a CMO role. I think for especially for a CMO, right?
Nice.
Anybody that you know that has, so not a random person, but somebody who has worked in the travel sector, must. It's a must. Either with, I don't know, Expedia. The pay is excellent, and you don't have to. It's not like going to be like some cheap pay. We are hiring the right talent. So for the right person and the right cost, we are looking for a CMO or anybody else. Also, if you feel that you have any travel experience or working in a industry, we have some major stuff that's been built, and we want to push it forward under Redacted, 100% also owned by us. So I put out a form, so please do send it to your family or friends or yourself. If you have anybody that you know, please do, right?
Is, I've made a lot of beds in hotels over the past 20 years. Does that count?
I think I have spoken to you about it as well, the whole product and stuff, and I know you do have that experience, so I'm going to tap into that.
Yes.
But yes, so
Yeah,
for
Kevin's
us,
very good at that.
it's like for us at this stage, we are focusing on products that we own 100% and we build 100%, and products that so far I have not built any product that I was passionate about. Very honestly, right? I was just doing products that came my way. People came and asked for help. So instead of a consultancy, we took equity and we were just pushing it forward. It's not necessarily something where I enjoyed or had experience with, or even I've done it. Right? If, for example, a trading bot, I don't trade, right? But I have equity in a trading bot for the company. What's the point, right? I just
Yeah.
took because it might make revenue, right? So for me now, I'm taking sectors that I have experience in, or sectors where I myself have used or the team has used or uses a lot. So this makes it a lot more different for us than just trying to work with a team because it's amazing and we can make
Right.
some money for the community, but versus where we understand the sector and we want to push it forward. So yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm
So
super
how does
excited.
this translate back to the holders? So pretty much, I think I told you like one of the value is having access to this APYs, right? If you don't think that's a value, that's fine. But number two is all the for us the brand proliferation is important. From revenues one side, yes, I can say we're going to use the revenue to buy back tokens, and even if we make $5 million revenue, we buy back, great. We're going to hit like whatever X million market cap. But the most important part is for like why is rect at 400 million? I keep wondering, and I kept wondering about questions like this. It's not like pudgy penguins are making $200 million in revenue for a 2 billion valuation, or it's not rect is making when $5 million valuation or 5 million in revenue. I mean, revenue wise, I think we have made more last year from
Mm,
than any other project, right? At least from the payouts and whatever stuff, like
Yeah.
which I whatever, right? But it doesn't matter because the community does not feel excited about it. Why did Jirasan reach the flow prices or PG NFTs reach the flow price? It's not just about revenue and buybacks and stuff. So the value translation is one side is yes, buybacks. Every single thing that's coming in from these movies and whatnot is a buyback. Second thing is access, ability for the holders to access into a fixed APY with a guaranteed principal and a guaranteed APY also. So that's we are hoping to attract institution investors there. Like few of our investors are already from the institutions like Spartan and whatnot.
Mhm.
They have committed to put in few hundred few hundred K whenever we are going live, or at least a small five figure if it's a small pool. So that's going to fill up fast, right? We have people to fill it up from the institutional side also, right? So when institutions start seeing it's a different sector and it's a better APY, I don't see why are there thousands of DeFi projects? They do the same thing, lending, borrowing, lending,
yeah,
borrowing. There's
yeah,
thousands.
Mhm.
It's sprouting left and right, left and right. We are trying to offer the APY in a completely a different sector, better APYs than. There's a lot of problems in the finance world, right? When a production company or a director is gonna, or a production company for that matter, is gonna raise funds from financiers, they pay a huge amount of interest, right? And if there's a slight delay and whatnot, they get screwed. They lose the rights to the movie, they lose the rights to the distribution, and it's destroyed a lot of production houses. So that's a real big problem. So here in Web3, since we have the funds in hand as well, and we have the right people that have done work, so for us, the benefit here is that we are opening up an entire different sector where the director or the production house is not on the stress of, oh shit, man, I have to pay back this much. So they're giving a better, we are able to give a better APY because we are securing deals like music rights with Sony Music, right? For example,
Yeah.
right? Sony South, Sony Music. So getting the music rights sold up front, getting the OTT
yeah.
rights sold up front, we are making back a minimum X amount of profits upfront before the movie goes live. Yes, we are underselling the movie, but we are reducing the risk by 99% by
Wow.
underselling the movie, but taking a 2.5x or 2x depending on the selling point, and then we'll have a small share from the theatrical rights. So I think that's where we are moving towards, right? So from the value perspective, yes, our profits and revenue can go to buyback, but that's not going to attract people. The real attraction is if you're able to offer a real APY and real yield, and
Mhm.
if people know where the yield is coming from, and if it's a safe platform to participate in, and at the same time there's a brand proliferation where people feel that they're seeing this redacted you tune into Amazon Prime or Netflix, and if you're going to see redacted productions in the first page, just like Columbia Pictures. That value is not something you can, just like how Pudgy's GIFs or the Rex drinks or whatnot, right? That value is something that you cannot put a money to it, and how people see it is going to depend on how it is.
Yeah, that's interesting to think that there's like a community behind even the production of that, right? That's
Yep.
if they find Redacted, maybe they find this community as well, and
Yeah.
it's just another way to
Yeah.
dip your toe in.
So for the travel person, for example, for the travel fi, it's not we're not going to compete with Traveler. No, in fact, potentially a person from Traveler on the high level is going to be working with us on our travel fi. So it's complementing. It's complementing on a much different level, targeting the Web 2 and the Web 3 audience. So we're not going to go just be like, hey, you can use money to crypto to buy flights and book hotels. That's hundreds of them are doing that, right? So we are tackling a entire different sector in the travel fighting. So if it's where we can work with Traveler, as one
Yeah,
of the main partners and equity partners in that sense, and not necessarily compete. So what we are trying to do with the travel fi has not been done before. So again, it's something new, and we are focusing everything what we're doing now. We're focusing on yield, with knowing where the yield is coming from, right? Not just like Blast, where you put USD and you keep getting Blast tokens showing a
Yeah.
75% APY with no real yield behind it, right? To attract institutions, you have to show real yield, and we want to focus on that.
that's
How
exciting
do you
shit.
come up how do you guys come up with the ideas to venture into like Web 2? Is it something collaborative between all, the whole team, or is it something that you are like researching thoroughly, and you're like,
So
there's a problem here and I need to solve it.
yeah, so 2 years back, I created this whole deck about TravelFi because I wanted to build
Oh,
it
okay.
personally, right? I wanted to build that personally, and I've been telling it to a lot of my close friends in Web 3 and Web 2. Man, like, bro, I've done like I've traveled to about 80 countries, 60, no,
Wow,
65, because
jeez.
certain of them are not considered as countries, but yeah, 65 to 68 countries. I've traveled in more than 1,000 flights right from a young age, like from 8 years till now, multiple different classes, multiple different hotels, multiple different places, and
Yeah.
everything, right? And I'm a big travel enthusiast personally, right? And I see the fragmentation issue, and I see a lot of problems, right? Like for example, when you land in Korea, for instance, you wouldn't know that Google Maps don't work, and when you land, you
Really?
might not have data. Yeah, these are things people don't know. They just be like, I'm a digital nomad. I'm gonna fly there, and they're like, shit, where do I go? I don't have internet. Nobody speaks my language. So there are a lot of problems there. So I created this whole map of TravelFi, but I never pursued because I wanted to pursue what can bring us money at that moment because we were not cash rich. So I had to do PG Capital because why? We get money instantly from revenue. We had to do some ordinals. Why? Because we get money to survive. We didn't have, we didn't raise from NFTs enough to build a product or something or whatever stuff, right? So when all this thing happened with all the tokens that crashed and stuff and whatever
Mhm.
stuff, so I thought, okay, let me build what I'm passionate about. So if you're
Mm.
going to come and grill me about TravelFi, I can grill you back because I know the topic. But if you're going to talk about trading bots, or if you're going to talk to me about some launch pads, meme coin launch pads, I have no idea. You will be like, bro, I'm not a French warrior, and I'm sure 90% of them
Yeah,
will come and destroy me. Bro, what do you even know about trading? Do you know what's fast? Do you know what's a mev bot? Do you know how this works? I have no idea. But with
yeah.
respect to travel and film, I know my shit. Being a movie buff or being a person that's invested in a product called Mogul. You guys might be too old and to know about it,
Damn,
or
that hurts.
That's fired. Casey
no,
told.
no, no, not too old. It's a wrong word, right? You might not have been in the crypto space for a long time to know about it, but it's called Mogul Productions. It was the first one who attempted to do something with film industry in the space. But the concept was excellent, but it was a shit execution with no real. It's like somebody was mocking us, right? There's 1,000 people they're only going to watch, so their thing was similar. They produce a movie from the funds raised, and you can watch it with the tokens, and you don't
That's
know the actors. There is no mainstream release, there is no distribution, nothing, right? So but the concept was interesting, it was nice. So for me, I think I was one of the early investors in 2020, I think 2019 or
yeah.
2020. Right, so I was following the journey until they collapsed. So travel film are two things that I know my stuff, I'm passionate about, and I have experience, and I'm surrounding myself with experienced people as well, right? So from the movie side, who's going to lead is a guy who's been a director and producer himself, right? For the travel fi, we're hunting, right? We are hunting some
Yeah.
more to fill the spaces and gaps. So it's not me that's going to come and be like, I'm going to be the face of it, right? So I'm accepting where my strengths are and where my weaknesses are, and I'm opening up to the community as well to please support us to find the right person, right? If you know anybody, we are talking to some of the biggest travel agents, agencies, and like even Expedia. We even reached out to Expedia's
Huge.
ex C-suite employee, and he's considering, but he's
Get
skeptical
them.
about
Get
the.
them.
Yeah, so that's where I think we need that little bit of help. Even with trip.com, we have a person who's potentially coming in. But again, the Web3, the word Web3 is, it's like, oh man, I don't have security. I don't want to associate with a scam or this, that. Web3 is too much. So we are trying to show them that Web3 is not like just some empty
Scary
barrels, or it
thing.
doesn't
Yeah.
have stuff behind it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough stigma to break
At the
if
Wild
somebody's
West.
already been burned. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I like that. Yeah, that's amazing, man. Like I like it. I like it
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
ready for some. I'm ready for some movies.
I know.
Um,
There was this guy. I remember a few years ago. We went to NFT NYC, and this guy had like a really good idea. Remember the guy with the it's like the YouTube platform
yeah,
almost.
yeah, super dope.
Yeah, man. Like I really liked his idea, and I think people don't know about it, but it's such a great idea. So he has. I think he developed his own coin. Did he? Do you remember exactly
No,
what it was?
it wasn't using his own coin. It was using Polygon, I think.
What's it?
It was,
Polygon?
so it was like YouTube, but it would pay the viewers. It would take all the premium subscriptions and divide that money back to the viewers and the creators based on their
Oh,
watch time and their view time. And I've made a few pennies off of that. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty good.
yeah, a lot of, see, what we have also realized is a lot of these things, right? It's not about the good idea. If you
Mhm.
don't have the distribution, a great idea is useless. Even the great, amazing. So it took
That is
us.
true.
It's not about just time. It took us a lot of trial and errors to be like, oh, I have an amazing idea. I have an amazing product. It doesn't matter, right? If you do not have the ability to distribute, right, or reach to those thousands or millions or whatever people,
Yeah.
it's completely useless, right? So I think that's something that we realized, and we have been, even from the movie side or even for the travel side, we realized it, and we are like, okay, we don't have the strengths. We don't have that particular strength for the movie thing. That's why we are working with people that have the distribution, and we come in a capacity where we know we can bring value, and not just from funding side, but from other things, right? And they take care of what they do the best, from distribution, marketing, pushes, etc., because they've done like hundreds of films, right? So if without distribution, an amazing idea is as good as like nothing, right? So even with distribution, like look at casino, right? Casinos,
Mhm.
Yep.
for instance, it's all about distribution. It's the same coin flips, it's the same
Yeah.
roulette or whatever, right? But Drake is using stake, we go use stake,
That's
distribution.
it.
So without distribution, with distribution, even a simple product is going to gain audience. Having said that, by the way, I just wanted to talk about Mooney just quickly.
Yeah.
Uh, just a thing going on. I don't think people understood, but Mooney, we are just to get some kind of like a feedback, testing, and new, because we rebranded and etc. This is also product owned by us. So we have opened up this raffle on chain, fully fair raffle for $10,000 with all the tickets purchased. Basically we're giving back RDAC of same value, so it's essentially a free raffle, right? You get your tickets back in RDAC, plus or minus, I don't know, 5% or something. So yeah, just wanted to just give a highlight there. With respect to Mooney, we are going towards a predictions market that's launching this month as well. So something very different than the usual prediction markets. We're going for a peer-to-peer prediction markets. We're going towards a friends and family based, close group prediction markets, and mostly targeting the Web2 audience potentially. So yeah, I mean, few things coming up from Mooney side also. Pretty low, like low work for us, but we're just trying something unique and different to just keep some of them engaged. The volume has been pretty decent. I think there's about like 50 ETH of volume in the first month. If you guys can go to the leaderboard, I think there's somebody with 16 ETH, somebody with 5 ETH. So
Yeah.
there's
Look at
some
that.
decent
16 ETH.
volume coming in. So some of the holders and whatnot. So we just want to try and just start pushing this and working with some L2s to try and get like a dual point system. So where you earn tokens of that platform plus you can win some RDAC kind of a model. So the
Oh,
aim
that's
is
cool.
the way Mooney is built, we can just copy paste it into any chain. So if there's a new chain
Oh,
coming up, like for example, Hyperliquid, we can put it there in Hyperliquid instantly. If we can get some rewards partnership, we can put an abstract, or whatever new ones are coming. So that's how we remodel this whole Mooney thing to make it like a plug and play into different chains, so that people, when they come and use it here, um, they also inherently earn points from the layers, right? So for airdrops and whatnot. So yeah.
yeah, it looks like a really good platform. Is Kevin frozen? Kevin,
No.
you were frozen for a second.
It's Mooney, Moni.
Yes. MON MOONI.gg.
Mooney.gg. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful website. Very nice.
Yeah, I like the website. Yeah.
Nicely laid out. The raffles are interesting. I was playing around with it this morning. I see you've got one set up here. And
That's
so,
right. Yeah.
for 0.005, which I think is like a few bucks, you have a chance to win
Yeah, and every ticket is equivalent
1,000.
to RDAC drop as well. So basically means you put $15, you're probably going to get like $14 to $16 worth of RDAC back as well. So it's pretty much like we want to just get people used to
That's
it.
cool. Yeah.
Number one, and number two is we also want to see if there's any bugs, any issues before we push hard on the marketing side, etc. So we want to just encourage people to just go and like test it out. Any bugs, any issues. Somebody found out a couple of bugs, so we managed to quickly fix it. So it was more like an open beta for people to just go and like test it, see if there's any bugs and issues. So that's why it's a risk-free $10,000 participation in that sense. So yeah.
I'll take 10,000. Thank you.
Casey's always losing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I
I don't
posted.
think
I
I see.
posted on I posted on my Insta, and a couple of my friends also bought in like their first ever Web3 interaction. I'll share the screen. I don't think I can share it here, but yeah, I think so. There's a couple of them. They bought it for like $50 each or something like that. So yeah, so yeah, like it's like I just simply tweeted, guys. By the way, uh, there's a raffle. No, you can't lose, and you get like
Look at
you
that.
put $50, you probably get $50 back in crypto, and then people just DM'd, and I didn't respond to a few of them yet, but two of my friends, they figured out, they did something from Coinbase, then they sent the money, they participated, they're like, yeah, I hope I win, and I'm like, yeah, sure, let's see. So,
It's funny. Chef won 14 times, yet KC lost every single time, probably.
Classic Casey. Classic.
Classic.
yes, I think on the question on the tokenomics, right? So yeah, so the tokenomics, the announcements will come after the acquisition announcement, right? The reason is pretty simple. Like we just want to make sure where things are standing after we announce, and whether people understand what's happening with this acquisition, and whether the market is reacting to the market cap changes, etc. Like as we announce it, based on that, there is going to be some tokenomics based announcements or changes happening, right? So we have like two ways in which this tokenomics thing is going to go on. We are definitely reducing the vesting for investors and everything, but we might not do 100% unlock straight off the bat, because there is a decent support line being created for RDAC, and we don't want to
Mm.
destroy it. It's all been natural so far. So there are some considerations going on. So depending on how the public reacts to the acquisition announcement and even the
Right.
APY announcements, by this month, we will decide on when do we announce about the tokens and stuff. But definitely, it's not going to be an 18-month stretch of unlock for the investors and make it seem like every month there is something coming up, right? Because people don't want to buy into tokens when they know that there's every month there is an unlock, right? Because demand has to be more than the supply. So definitely we wanted to release all the tokens. Checked all the legal so far, like 95% we are clear. Just have to release the Mocha list, guys. The final unlock for Mocha list, and we are done, right? Mocha list last month is pretty much near. 2 months of their unlocks are done, so this is the last unlock. So after that, like pretty much it's very very small every month, but still it's something we want to clear it off, so we know this is the clear bottom, right? Like a clearest bottom ever, like every
Yeah.
token's out, market cap to
Yes,
FDV ratios become neat.
that's right. Price go up from here for everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. Their announcement is coming August 16th. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so it sounds like a big month for all the projects that you've got going on. A bunch of announcements coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna stay tuned, and we'll keep people posted on whatever's coming next. That's good stuff. Love it. Any other questions sitting out here that we haven't answered? Scrolling through them, I don't know.
There's been a lot of chatter on the chat.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all Casey.
It's all Casey. Yeah, Kumu. I don't know. Is there anything? Any updates on Kumu? I know you just said that you were still working with them, right?
Yeah, Kumu. So Kumu, I think Casey is probably the best guy to talk about it because I don't I don't know what can be told or what cannot be told, and I don't like it's more of a real proper Web to NDA stuff, not like the Web3 stuff where we sign an NDA but we break it kind of a thing. So yeah, Kumu, a lot of stuff's happening. We are still going to be the game produce providers. So distribution, as I said, is important, right? So Kumu is going to be a distribution platform for Mooney event, right? Prediction markets, coin flips, etc. So we don't have to rely on the Web3 audience, but there is few 100,000 people in Kumu, and they have the casino license, gaming license.
Yeah.
So we can directly go to the Web2 audience, right? So that is for us is one of the wins. There's some crackdowns happening in Philippines now, shutting down all these illegal casinos and whatnot. Kumu has a license and Kumu is licensed, so which is a very very strong thing for us, and they're moving away from all the random gaming developers so that we will be the primary game developer for the app. So that's why the distribution is king is very important. So yeah.
That's huge. That's some sweet validation, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
100%. 100. I mean, like, I think Casey has been very helpful, and that's why we are merging Saints of LA also with Jirasan. That's also happening,
Ooh.
right? So we're becoming one community, one Discord. Merging the NFTs and NFT collection. So I think I'm really proud of what Casey has built in Saints of LA. A lot of amazing, smart people, which we think we can benefit from, and I think they also can benefit from being part of like a stuff, doing stuff together, right? And as you guys are already doing things with Casey, it's a quite a decent path ahead. But I think we have to build from scratch, right? It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
no way. We have to build everything from scratch. Even the truest of the OGs, they're pretty much waiting mock us, right? Like, it's not in a bad way. They've been disappointed and whatnot. So we have to build it from the scratch. It's not for a defensive statement, but I do keep telling people from back in the time to not overinvest, to not go all in, because I myself do not know how the market's going to change. I do have DM'd whales to be like, guys, sell some. Don't. I'm scared seeing your collections and stuff like that. But now a lot of that is coming to bite us, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not in the back. I really, it's not like you're screwed because you supported me back in the day, but it's more of like, I think if you had like 5 NFTs or 10 NFTs, you wouldn't feel as bad as having like 50 or 40 and feeling like shit, man. It was once worth 50 ETH and I
Right.
missed doing it. So all I can promise is that 100% we are gonna, just be better people every day, do better stuff, and like, selling now. I think, I don't know, like at these levels, it's kind of ridiculous to sell at these levels. So I'll probably give you guys one or two more chances for a bit of commitment and good football. So this time, make sure you stay with us, but not in a level where it's stressing people out. All right.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
know, I,
That's it. You heard it. You're running out of chances to buy in
You heard
early.
it, you 1,800 beautiful people out there. You heard it here
Yeah.
first.
Shan, I'm wondering how you kind of allocate your time to, stay up to date and educated on things happening. Because I think about when the US makes some crazy announcement about tariffs, the crypto market
Yes.
responds. So, are you just paying attention to the entire world about how those things are happening, or is it just kind of head
no,
down and
I,
course?
I want to declare something. It might come as a whatever this thing, right? I sold. This is very conscious decision, and this is something I've never done in 8 9 years. I've sold every single of my crypto. Even if you go and see my main wallet,
What?
I sold. I even asked. I think somebody, because I didn't want to keep getting up and. I'm not saying it's a sacrifice, but it's a very intentional decision, because
Yeah.
I had a lot of different cryptos, and the movements were adding some level of anxiety for me. Like, ETH at 4K, 2K,
Yeah.
I was a
Yeah.
ETH bull. It's not that I turned bearish on the market. It's just I didn't want to. Like, I can only do one thing. I can either be a investor trader, or I have to be a builder, right? And if I'm going to be a builder, or if I want to put my full focus on this, focusing on the token prices. I used to tweet about token prices before. I used to tweet about, hey, this is a good time to buy ETH. People have followed me for ages. More often than not, I've been right about my exits. Last year, I exited at 3,700 in 2024, and I tweeted. It went another $200, then it crashed all the way down, and I rebought, and again sold at 4,000. So this time I sold, and I was out at like
A
3,500.
roller coaster.
Yeah, so I was out at
Crazy.
3,500. So I'm out of all the crypto because I don't want to keep playing this Donald Trump games, and I really want to focus just on my product. Whatever happens, at least I want to live and die by it, right? Like I don't want
That's
to.
true, yeah.
I don't have any NFTs. Very honestly, I've sold pretty much most of the NFTs
Except
out
your
of my
ants.
Yeah,
except
don't
my
sell
hands,
those.
except my.
Hold,
I think I
hold on to
still
the
have.
rebels.
Just kidding.
I think I still have some Quirkies. I sold my Azukis, Pengus, everything at a loss because just didn't want to keep.
Wow.
I didn't want to focus. I don't know the flow prices of anything now.
Yeah.
Even the token prices, I don't know if it's gone up or down. BTC is up or down. I don't know anything. This is first time in this many years I'm not following, and this has been like about 2 months. Like last time, ETH at 3,500, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
out." And I want to just focus on product development and put my full energy into it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what's happening entirely on that side. I just follow the world news, through WhatsApp groups and stuff or Insta here and there. But other than that, like people send me a lot of this crypto news is on Insta and Twitter, right? Like and WhatsApp because people are like my family or friends. They're like they know me as the main crypto guy, so they're like, "Hey, is this happening?" I'm like, "Oh, good to know." And they're like, "Oh shit, you didn't know?" I'm like, "No, I don't know." Like because I'm focusing on my stuff. So I'm feeling a lot more relaxed. One
That's
less
good.
stress on my head.
I got to tell you, you got to have a different type of mindset to be able to deal with the roller coaster rides. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
through a lot. I've been through a lot, definitely, especially with like Bitcoin going up, going down. Like it gets a little crazy, but then you get to this space where you're like just coasting and you just like, oh well, it's there. It is what it is. I didn't have it before, and if it goes away, then it goes away. It is what it is.
Yeah, 100%. And just for the question on the flow price, man, let me put it this way, man. I'm not putting anybody up or down on this, but I do think we deserve to be at least, and the way we go, and I'm very confident that we are going to be at least right a 10% market cap from NFT perspective as well, with compared with something like Pengu. And we're not that bad as a community or that terrible as a community for us to drop this low. Yes, it's happened. I'm taking my shot here to safely say that that's my first target, right? Whatever that number is, I don't know the floor of Pengus, as I said, but I'm sure we're not 10% at this levels. So it doesn't make sense. I think we have to show, of course, right? We have to show, and as I said, there's a long way to go forward. It's almost we have to treat it like a new project, a
Yeah.
new team, right? Like I
Yeah.
cannot talk about my legacy or talk about PG being existing here for 4 years anymore, right? It has to be from scratch. It has to be if it needs to be individual one-on-one convincing that's needed, it has to be done, but with solid proof and backing. Like this movie thing is going to be the first example. If we deliver you the APY of 50% after 6 months, or whatever that, or 25% or 75%, whatever the number is, I would want, that's something that you guys, if you commit that you would use 10% of the profits to buy back RDAC or Jirasan's, I'll deliver, right? This is the give and take a little bit, right? Like from
Yeah.
the profit. You put a 10K, you make another 5K, put $500, buy back
Yeah.
RDAC. I'll show it that way, right? With our execution, with this movie thing or this travel fight thing, right? Especially
Yeah.
with the movie thing that's happening very very soon, right? So I think we have to build this from scratch, and I definitely need the support, considering anyways things are so low, a million market cap. I'm sure even the worst of the worst haters of us now do think or believe that we don't deserve a 1 million market cap, right? Without this has been absolutely not manipulated. We haven't been selling tokens, now we have been buying tokens, right? I know if we buy we can pump it, I know if we can sell we made money, but there's nothing to sell. This fucking 1 million market cap, this what do you sell here, or 5 million or whatnot, right? So there's no selling or buying, but definitely we don't deserve this market cap, and I'm gonna stick by it. And if very honestly, I think we deserve a much higher floor than most of the other craps or with nothing in it. So yeah, for that question, I think 100% for us, minimum of one ETH floor first, I think is very is my first target. Whatever it takes, whatever value we have to give it to try and reach that and sustainably reach there and stay there. Not just because of a token drop,
Yeah.
not just because of a USD drop for it to pump, but because people see the value of the NFT or the community, right? So for which we have to do 10 times more work, like what we did in the back in the day.
I love it. I know that we're a little over on time. We want to respect everyone's time here. So, before we ask for any final thoughts, we just want to let you know that we look forward to having you back here. Will we get you back here soon, whether or not there's big announcements coming?
I think every 2 weeks, once I want to do this. There are going to be
Perfect.
updates I want to talk about. Every 2 weeks is not going to be about some banger announcement, but at least
Yeah.
updates on what's happening, because of the silence and whatever that was
Yeah.
created. So at least what's happening and what's the progress. And just to answer this last question, we do not take any movie that's not getting an upfront commitment from a OTT, right? So OTT is like, I mean, I don't know which country you're from, but OTTs are like Netflix is an OTT, Amazon Prime is an OTT. A lot of these OTTs don't always produce films, but what they do is, if they see the script, they see the actors, they see the call sheets, and they buy the movie out upfront, including the IP. All right, and they pay us 2x, 1.5x, or 3x,
Yeah.
whatever, depending on the budget and depending on what it was. So we are not touching any movies, or we're not bringing any opportunities that does not have a pre-defined terms with the OTTs and the satellites. So I don't know if there's in other countries there's something called satellite rights, right? Satellite rights is where you sell it to the television, where they have the rights to stream it on their TV. Like Star Sports or whatever, for example, right? Like
Mm.
that's all television. So so each of those countries, they have the satellite. In India especially, there's satellite rights, and there is what is it, OTT rights, there's music rights, there's distribution rights, and there's theatrical rights, there's overseas distribution rights, there's script selling for other languages, there's IP rights, because if they want to make a game or merch or whatnot. So there's multiple other things. So we do not go into movies where it's not being committed because of our relationship with these OTT platforms, and only the movies that have already secured comes into the platform or comes into our investment production territory, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
absolutely. Our hope with this partnership with the Redacted and Jira family is that we will get other people from the community in here, other parts of the Jira leaders, and so we hope that over the next few weeks we'll cycle some of them in. But I think people always want to hear from you, and hearing from you, I think, carries a
Yeah.
lot of weight. So we appreciate you being here, and pleasure to have you back. Hopefully, we get you back here soon. But we want to let everyone who's watching know that they can expect to see some other people from the Jira and Redacted leadership team as
Yeah.
well.
And not only that, every time we have a show, we will always do updates and stuff like that on floor prices and that kind of stuff. So any little news that we see, we'll continue to push that out. So yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
All right. I think that's a good place to stop. We appreciate everyone hanging out with us for a couple of hours. And
Yeah.
any final words,
Sure,
Sean?
Kevin. Let's hang up on 1,900 people. Sure. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
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 It's time.
Final
No, I think
words. Final thoughts.
yeah, I think, guys, I think just I think appreciate whoever has been patient and supporting. It's a long journey. It's can't believe it's almost going to be 4 years. Come December, it's 4 years since PG was created.
Wow.
So I think, yeah, I mean, like it's the first time I'm feeling excited, not because of the flow prices or performance, but I'm feeling excited because I can see the vision clearly than ever. Right, like last year, I was hoping we get good products and we can do well in one or two hits, and it was more like throw my eyes, throw the dart, and I know that one of them was going to click, and and it was clicking here and there. Now it's never been clearer for me, so I'm excited because I know what, and it's fully under my control what's going to happen, right? At least from a product perspective, marketing perspective, and decisions perspective, or even setting up the team side of things. So pretty excited for that. So I hope to have that energy pass on to the community. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Amazing.
definitely excited for the future and very excited for it. Can't wait to see
Yeah.
what happens.
Even this month, some good things coming. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we look forward to getting everyone back together soon. And keep an eye out on our X. Give us a follow at Rebel Ants. Put your notifications on for when we go live. So next time we go live, you're here with us, and we appreciate you joining us. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.